Hey guys, before we get into things, please subscribe to our channel and make sure you turn on notifications so you know every time we post. And also, head over to our social pages, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram so you can see clips and chat wrestling with us. But now, let's get into the video.
What's up, everybody? Back again, C2 Wrestling coming at you with a little new video today. We wanted to discuss something going on for a long time now, and that is the Cody Bloodline, Cody Solo feud, rivalry, potential matchup. Seems like they're leading into Cody versus Solo for the WWE Championship, which we got recently at SummerSlam. Seems like they're leading up to that again, potentially at Bad Blood, potentially SmackDown. They haven't quite promoted it yet. We haven't quite seen where it's going to take place, but SmackDown moving to the USA Network. This is USA Week. It could come soon on USA to really help bring in viewers. It is a match that has been rehashed, so it's not a first time match, doesn't need the pay per view slot. But what do you do? Where do you go? How do you do it? Is it good? Is it bad? I want to see where your head's at. What are you thinking about this Cody Solo feud?
Look, when it comes to Cody Solo, all I can think of, I love Cody. I really like Soto. I
Soto.
really like
I like
Solo.
Juan Soto too.
Yeah,
Big fan.
love on Soto. I got gambling on my mind. I like Cody. I like Solo. But all I can think of is the Stephen A. Smith quote. This is bad. This is very, very bad. Look, I just don't like doing it again already. I just don't see how anyone benefits from this, including the viewers. Now, they might do it next week on SmackDown, where it's USA week. Roman comes back, whatever. At that point, all right, we just got the same exact thing we got at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Say it doesn't happen then. Say you have it at Bad Blood instead. Now we have 4 weeks of the same exact build that we've seen multiple times. Say Cody retains. This is no different. What difference is it? Say Roman returns and costs Solo. We just saw that. Say Solo wins. Why wouldn't you just have Solo win at SummerSlam? Like, I get that this won't be some long-term story, but it just does nothing for me, especially when you have Gunther Sammy as like a filler rivalry, and it's interesting. Can we do something like that with Cody? Maybe build on the KO stuff? Like, I just don't need to see Cody Bloodline right now or anytime soon.
Yeah, I agree. I think, the show Bad Blood being in Atlanta, they're getting Cody they're getting Cody on the card one way or another. So the biggest Bad Blood feud you can kind of do with him, I guess, is Solo. I've seen people pitch online, and I agree. It would be great to have, say, the winner of Carmelo versus Andrade, maybe the winner of that best of whatever series, gets a title shot. And you could do that. You could throw it on Bad Blood, but I don't know if it fits the bill, really. As much as I also agree, Cody Solo doesn't do a whole lot for anybody right now, regardless of the show it's on. I think it fits the bill for Bad Blood, which is why they're doing it. But it might be a miss. They could miss here, to be honest. If you're going to have Roman come out, stop him, we just seen that. It's SummerSlam all over. We waited a few weeks, a month or so, 2 months, whatever it's been, to just see exactly what we saw. It's only just been delayed, and it doesn't really add up. What would be the storyline there? Roman came out at SummerSlam to stop Solo and go, oh, I stopped him. Okay. Oh, he's going for the title again. I'll just come out and stop him again. And then what, is he just going to stop Solo every time he goes for the title? I guess, it's just repetitive at that point. I'm fantasy booking here, maybe. But I think maybe the route they go, if they do lead to Bad Blood, is a similar build. I think it could be a dry few weeks, to be honest, the Cody versus Solo build. But eventually, Cody, Solo, Bad Blood, maybe we do get a similar Roman comes out to stop Solo. But maybe this is where the bloodline's around. Fatu's not hurt. Maybe we get a Caesar Sikoa, Tala Tonga, debut. Maybe Solo needs more help. Maybe that's the storyline they're going for. He got more reinforcements to stop Roman Reigns to help secure himself the title and the bloodline. But I don't know. That's fantasy booking. If they do that, something along those lines, sure, maybe. Okay, maybe it adds an extra layer. But that is, bold to predict. I don't know if that's necessarily what's going to happen.
Yeah, and it's not far fetched that maybe this is where we get the return of Jimmy Uso, which cool. I'm all for the return of Jimmy. I think Jimmy's return is going to be a nice moment, but does it necessarily need to happen in this aspect with the WWE title? If it does, like I just feel Solo and Roman is obviously the story. And
Mm-hmm.
of course, the WWE title is a focal point of the story, but the most important part of that story is the tribal chief. I don't need Cody mixed in with this story again. Now, this is before SmackDown. They could have the match that, later tonight and,
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that ends it. That's very possible. I don't think it's going to happen, but that's very possible. I just don't, you know, with Cody, and we've talked about this plenty of times, the negatives of those long-term storytelling and story building, where you mention him facing The Rock, you're now just basically piecing together stories to get him to that. And it's just these quick 1 to 2 month rivalries where Cody's going to retain. While the world title, I mean, every rivalry, yeah, it's been kind of the same guys, but it's for multiple months that they're mixing it up together. Cody needs like this ceiling story that doesn't feel the exact same as his two main stories. He's either facing the bloodline or he's facing a competitor that he respects, but he just thinks he's better than. And that's it.
Yeah. So that leads me to ask, if not Cody Solo leading into USA or Bad Blood, whatever it is, what do you do? They already ran through a Cody Styles feud. They ran through Cody Solo. Cody Owens, yeah, you can continue it. I don't know. I guess it kind of does fit the bill for Bad Blood if you're going to have Owens turn. It's also a little stale, in my opinion, to be honest. I kind of put it almost on the same level with Solo. I know it's not been, this year long something feud with Kevin Owens, but I just feel like there's more you could do here. I understand wanting to save a Cody Orton feud. You're saving Cody Brock, the potential Cody Roman rehash. Again, like I said, I've been seeing people pitch Carmelo Andrade, and that's a filler feud, would be great. Don't get me wrong. But what do you do? If not Solo, what do you have Cody go against? Who do you have him face?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the issue. Owens obviously makes sense, but he would have to fully turn heel. Are they going to fully turn him heel? And in that aspect, if he fully turns heel, it kind of like it kind of becomes lesser if he fully turns heel and just still loses anyway. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
you had the Styles heel turn. He was pretty much already heel for Cody to beat him. And then outside of that, like it almost feels like I know they do they're long-term planned, but it almost feels like, all right, if they planned on doing Cody Solo at Bad Blood, you almost wish you could go back in time a little bit and not even do the Cody Owens feud to start.
Yeah.
Maybe save that more for a December time frame when you're trying to stretch towards the Rumble and do something else with Cody. Because if he faced someone else, just any random name, I'm just a random name, Santos. Say he was facing Santos instead. At least now you'd have 4 weeks of it built, and then you'd have, 3 to 4 more weeks of the rematch built. You can kind of get more to a Bad Blood level rivalry. Right now, it feels like you're kind of stuck in the middle. His only two potential options, neither of them have, I don't want to say a satisfying ending, but like an ending that really does anything for me, at least.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know where it could go, where they can extend it. But again, like we've said, I feel like the build is for War Games one way or another for the bloodline, new bloodline, whether Cody's involved or not. The bloodline is leading up to War Games, I imagine. So whatever they're doing is kind of a stepping stone to that. I think it's very easy to assume, in all honesty, that Saudi, probably before Survivor Series, Cody can step into a feud with the likes of a Logan Paul. I think that just it fits the bill for a crown jewel show, something like that. So you can get him out of this feud by potentially retaining the title again. But again, it just seems like a repetitive, stale layer for this Cody run. And Cody's a great champion. He's not the champion that I need to lose to certain people. Yeah, I don't want anybody beating Cody for the belt, but he's not like Gunther or Roman where there's like two or three names where I'm like, these are the only names that could beat him. Orton is one of the names that would easily be okay with. I'd easily be okay with taking the belt off Cody. But to have him turn heel right now and pin him in 2 or 3 weeks, whatever it is, out of nowhere, figuratively speaking, is not it. That's a feud you build up. That's a Mania feud, a SummerSlam Rumble feud, something at the least. Not that it couldn't just happen in October, November, December, but it's all seemingly filler right now. It could just be better than what they got going on, in all honesty. But it's funny to say because, we're kind of saying it could be better because it could be. We're kind of hating on it a little bit. It's still good, though. It's
Yeah.
really not like bad. This is still the best wrestling we've had in a while. It's just not the top feud, the top story like the Bloodline story was for a long while.
Yeah. And I mean, look, Cody's title matches are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the matches themselves aren't great. Him versus Styles was a great series. Him and Owens put on a fantastic match in Berlin.
Yep.
Him and Solo was what it was. I enjoyed it. Him versus Logan was very good as well. The title matches will be good matches. The story wise is where it gets a little wish washy. Cody's also at the point though where no matter what he does, it doesn't have to be like the most complex story because people are going to be invested no matter what. He's just so built up and his name is so strong now and him being the champion that just him appearing, him having a match, him having a promo kind of is enough for him for a bit. But it is interesting. I mean, we are not that far away from Survivor Series. We are not that far away from the Royal Rumble. But at the same time, even though we're not that far away from some big events, it's every single week you're on TV. You're going on to a new network. He's on the flagship show now with until Raw goes to Netflix. You got to have your champion doing something more interesting. On top of it, it's quite often for when Roman has come back and we get the Roman Solo feud, it's kind of overshadowed Cody a little bit. So to me, they almost have to hit like a absolute home run with Cody's next story. If not, we're reaching some severe repetitiveness.
Yeah, I completely agree, especially with his next story. This is kind of the last like 3 or 4 weeks I can give it after this potential bad blood match feud, whatever. It's got to be kind of better, something a little bit more fresh, something more to it. I understand. Again, it's a year-long show. There's so much to write, so much content. So, listen, I'll give them a couple weeks. You get 2-3 weeks of whatever stale repetitiveness, but once it keeps going on and on and on, you need something new. You need something fresh. Cody is a guy you get on the show. He's going to be on every show. He's a workhorse champion. Might not be defending the belt every night, but he's on every SmackDown. He's not taking a week off. How do you keep it fresh? It's a deep roster right now, man. There's a lot of ways you really could. And I think this, not to just keep bringing up Carmelo Andrade, but I think it's the perfect example right now of like two fresh guys that are just in some side feud that nobody really expected. That could be a fine matchup. It's maybe not some sellout WrestleMania thing, but that's the time of year we're in. The time of year we're in is also that time of year where you have to imagine they're starting to book right now for what is their eventual Rumble plans. Whatever ultimately happens at Bad Blood, USA, this lead into that is kind of the start, barring anything crazy, injuries, things like that. It is the start of this is our Rumble build, leading into whoever's going to win the Rumbles, go on to face whoever at WrestleMania. So it's interesting to see what we get. Again, I think November coming up, Bloodline, we've been saying it forever, War Games has to be it. I don't think Cody is necessary for that feud. I don't think he's needed. You can easily make it happen with just the Samoans. Maybe a Sami Zayn. Sure, fine, something. That would just get some great pop. But I want Cody out of this for a little bit. Get him doing some different stuff before The Rock returns, before the potential maybe Roman, Cody rehash. Let's get him doing something else already.
Yeah, and for someone who has now been back for a couple years now, it still feels like there's so many fresh matchups for him because he's been locked into some guys for so many months. I mean, obviously he was hurt multiple months with Rollins, multiple
Rock.
times in multiple months with Roman and The Rock, and then Solo, obviously, Bloodline
Rock.
continued. Brock,
Three
yep,
three times with Brock,
yep,
yeah.
three
You
times
know,
with Brock. So it's, I thought you were saying Rock. I was like,
yeah.
I'm getting there. Uh, yeah, so there's still plenty, like a 3 month Cody Andrade, 3 month Cody Carmelo. I know they faced one time on SmackDown, but those things
yeah.
interest me. And,
Yeah.
even the Cody theories that we've mentioned, little things, Cody and LA Knight, by the time people, turn the next draft,
Mm-hmm.
next year after Mania, that's going to bring a whole fresh batch of people. Like there's still so many people for Cody to face. Then you get to NXT call ups. You still have Braun Breaker developing. Like there's so
Yep.
many avenues for Cody for a very long time that I'm like, I'm looking at them all and I'm excited. And then it's like, okay, now he's going to face Solo again for the 10th time. So it's like, I can see what the potential is. Maybe it's just work on the patience. The good things will
Yeah.
come.
Yeah. It's interesting too within the coming months. We have Bad Blood, Saudi, Survivor Series. It's really it. There's not really shows in late November throughout December. There was a little bit of news today. It's some light news, but potentially the return of, say, a Saturday night main event around Christmas, something along those lines. Obviously, you're putting Cody on that card if that's going to be a thing, putting something on NBC, primetime TV. Maybe that happens, maybe it doesn't. Again, it's light news, but that is, again, a perfect event to have a Cody, Carmelo, a Cody, Santos, Cody, something fresh again. It could be a one-off thing, a 4-week rivalry. It doesn't have to be, some 6-month holdout, 3-match feud. Cody does have a lot of depth still to go through on this roster, considering the 3 shows there really is. And there's only more guys coming. Give it a year or two, and we're going to be begging for the Cody Obafemi match. But that's not really on the docket right now. So we got to get through the Cody, Carmelo, Andrade, Santos feuds before these other guys start coming up and it's too much again, There's a lot of wrestling right now. I'm looking forward to it regardless. Again, I know we're kind of hating on it a little bit, to be honest, but it still is some of the better stuff we've had in a long time of wrestling. So that's why I'm willing to give them again these next few weeks, see where it goes. But post Bad Blood, you got to do something new.
Yeah, I know you briefly mentioned the Saturday night's main event. To me, that screams a perfect spot for the son of Cody Rhodes, the son of Dusty Rhodes, to take on the son-in-law of Ric Flair
Mm-hmm.
in Andrade. Like
Yep,
that
that is
to me
perfect. Yeah.
is, I know we saw it in AEW, but to me, that type of event,
Mm-hmm.
that naming, perfect for it.
Yeah, I
I'd
could
love that.
picture that. I can just picture that on like an 80s wrestling bill, Cody versus Andrade, WWE Championship, Saturday night main event. Give them 40, 45 minutes, just let those guys wrestle, That fits the bill. I would actually love that. Honestly, book
Book it. What I also love is all the videos we have coming up.
Absolutely.
Got to be tuned in. Subscribe, like, notifications, comment, share. Go to our socials.
Instagram, Twitter, X. We are revived on TikTok. Hit us on there as well. Like and subscribe, like Chris said. There's a lot coming at you. We're just getting started still. This is only just new to us. We're coming. We're going to do something big. C2 Wrestling, baby.